What's good, YouTube? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Darren, Bowtie Fragrance Guy, man. We talk about fragrances. We talk about fashion on this channel as well. So looking good and smelling great is a priority to you as well. And I think you may find some value here on this channel. So consider clicking the subscribe button, and also make sure that you hit that little bell icon as well, so that YouTube will notify you when I upload new content on the channel. All right, today's video, we're gonna be talking about 10 fragrances in my collection that are so good I'm gonna use the entire bottle. At least I think I will, but I think in these bottles, for the most part, I have pretty good evidence, because a lot of these bottles have a nice dent in these bottles. Now, of course, you guys know when you have a pretty extensive fragrance collection, when you notice that you've used quite a bit of a particular scent, then of course that's a good indicator that you like it. So that is going to be the case with most of the fragrances on this list today. This fragrance video was actually, if I'm not mistaken, this was a tag that was started by CJ City a couple months ago. I did the one list of top 10 with this particular topic before, so this will be like part 2. I did tell you guys at that time I knew there were at least 10 more fragrances in my collection that would fit that description of 10 fragrances that are so good I'll use the entire bottle. So if you want to see what made the list today, you know the routine, man. Keep it locked right here. All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. We're going to jump right into this list. And the first one I have up on the list for you today comes from the house of Xerjoff, and this one is Neo. Xerjoff Neo. And of course, you guys can see I put a nice dent in this bottle. I have a lot of fragrances, man, but in the summertime, this is a go-to for me, a staple. It just smells absolutely amazing. There's really nothing else to say about it. It's a nice, really about that neroli note, really nice neroli in this fragrance. But man, this stuff is just, again, one of the best quality citrus aromatic fragrances that I've ever put my nose on. Again, it's something I talk about a lot. You can smell the quality in this fragrance through and through, and I use it a lot. So I'm sure I will run through this entire bottle. I got a nice start to putting a nice dent in this, and when I run out is one definitely one I'm gonna get another bottle, because I love this. I will always have it in my collection, so when I run out, I'll have to re-up. So the first fragrance on the list again today is from Xerjoff, and this is Neo. All right, guys, the next fragrance up on the list, this one comes from the house of Byredo, and this is called Bal d'Afrique. Bal d'Afrique, and this just smells amazing. It smells really good. Oh man, that African, or it's called African marigold, African orange flower, very unique floral note in this fragrance, and somehow, some way, this fragrance comes off floral but woody, and there's this kind of nutty vibe to it as well. Oh man, this just smells, it just smells absolutely incredible, man. And if you can look at how much I've already used here, of course that's a great indicator that I really enjoy this fragrance. So when I run out of this, of course I'm sure I will at some point, because I got a good head start. This is another one that I am sure I will get another bottle of, and that I'll use this about 45% that I have left in this bottle. So from the house of Byredo, one that I'll definitely use the entire bottle of, this is Bal d'Afrique. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list, of course, this one comes from the house of Amouage, and this is called Reflection Man. Reflection Man. I have a nice dent in this as well. Guys, my Amouage collection now is up to about 18 fragrances, I think. So obviously it's a fragrance house that I love, and this is my favorite from the house. This is a beautiful kind of floral, creamy fragrance that features white florals, primarily jasmine, and you of course get that sandalwood in here, and it just, this thing just smells good. People compare this to Lamel, but I don't really get that, man. Not really to me. This fragrance totally does its own thing to my nose, and it's just, again, a beautiful white floral based fragrance. It smells amazing. I've got a nice dent in this one as well. As you can see, it's down to here already, to about right here. So when I use this whole bottle, I'll be getting another one. So third fragrance on this list today is from the house of Amouage, and this is called, of course, the one, the only, Reflection Man. All right, now the next fragrance on my list, well, it's a fragrance, but it's not really a fragrance, but it is a fragrance. I guess it is a fragrance from the house of Centric Molecules. This is Molecule 01. Of course, this is the Eau Super primarily. Kind of give this warm, kind of slightly sweet and fuzzy thing on my skin. But man, it's good. I mean, you can use it for so many different situations. You can use it by itself as a standalone fragrance, but you can also use this, of course, to enhance the performance because of the Eau Super of other fragrances. This is one when you don't maybe feel like really having a fragrance that's going to that you're going to really be able to pick up that much. This is one to put on because sometimes it's almost like you're not wearing a fragrance because it's kind of soft and subtle, but it's there and other people can smell it, but you can't. Weird in a way, but this stuff really works. As you can see, this is almost gone, so it's about time for a new bottle. So check this one out, guys, from the house of Centric Molecules. This is Molecule 01. All right, now the next fragrance on the list, this is one of my favorites right now from the house of Kilian, and this is Angel Share. Angel Share, another one that is about 50% gone already. Now this fragrance was released last year, 2020, so I've already used about half of the bottle, and for good reason, guys. I told you this is probably one of my favorite. This is definitely my top 10 right now for sure, hands down in my top 10. And it's beautiful, man. A nice cedar wood note in here. Of course, you have the cinnamon, the praline. Stuff is absolutely mouth-watering, especially for those gourmand lovers out there. And I love this fragrance. I know I'm going to run through it. I've been trying to kind of hold off on it, but now the missus has discovered this fragrance, and she really likes wearing this as well. So as hard as I've tried, this is not going to last that much longer. We're going to have to get a new bottle soon, but I don't mind because I love it. So from the house of by Kilian, Angel Share is definitely a fragrance that we are going to use the whole bottle. All right, now the next fragrance on this list, this is definitely one that Miss Bowtie has helped put a significant dent in. I've worn it a lot, but so has she. And this is another one from Amouage, and this is called Lyric Man. Lyric Man, and I think outside of Molecule 01, this may be the lowest bottle right here of all the other ones. It's all the way down to here. So it's almost gone. So as proof, of course, that we will use the entire bottle of Lyric Man. Beautiful rose and incense and lime bergamot combination in this one. This just smells great. Especially, again, it is a gives a little bit more of a lighter take. You know, you used to the rose oud combination, but this one right here, that brightness that comes from the lime, from bergamot in this, and of course, again, incense. Not as heavy as oud, but man, this is a good one. So check it out. And the fragrance that turned me on to the note of rose and made me understand that it's acceptable for men to wear rose fragrances. This is called Lyric Man. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list, this is definitely my favorite bottle, one of my favorite bottles in my collection, and I use this a lot, especially in the spring, from Bond No. 9. This is Bleeker Street. Bleeker Street. This was one of my first, probably my first fragrance from Bond No. 9. Oh, man. And every time I go back to this, I'm reminded of why I love it. You can't really see, of course, through this bottle, but I am certain that it's at least halfway gone because I wear this thing a lot in the springtime. I wear it a lot in the fall as well, but especially in the spring, this stuff is absolutely phenomenal. Masterfully done here. A really green opening, and it dries down, like I said, to stuff that I love, like caramel in the dry down, vanilla. Beautiful fragrance, man. Semi-gourmand, because it doesn't open gourmand. It opens really green and fresh, but it dries down to more of a gourmand kind of scent. Amazing fragrance from the house of Bond No. 9. I'll definitely be using the entire bottle of this. Of course, this is called Bleeker Street. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list, this one comes from the house of Chanel, and this is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. I mean, how good is this fragrance, guys? How good is this? This thing is about halfway gone. It's down to the right, well, a little more than halfway. It's all the way down to here. Definitely picking up a new bottle of this when I run out because I'm getting pretty low. I was about to grab a new bottle of this yesterday, but you know, I refrained because I have so many fragrances and I haven't used it all yet. but definitely one I'll be picking up another bottle. I love this stuff. You have the mint and the orange in the opening of the fragrance, so you get that nice freshness and citrus, orange citrus vibe from the orange note in here. And when it dries down, you get that creaminess from the sandalwood and the tonka bean, what brings that sweetness into it. And it really has some lasting power, and I really think that's because of the musk in here. But man, this stuff is really good. It's masculine, it's sweet, and it's sexy. So from the House of Chanel, I'm about halfway done. Definitely will be using the entire bottle and getting another one when I'm done. This is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list has been described as liquid gold, and I agree with that sentiment. This one from Creed, and this is called Melissem Imperial. Now, this is my second bottle of Melissem Imperial, and again, I haven't had this one more than 2 years. I've already put a significant dent in this bottle. I use this thing a lot in the summertime. For me, this is like a dumb reach, easy grab fragrance when the weather starts to really heat up. And it's just so good, man. I just spray this stuff and go. I do about 5 to 7 sprays, just depending on the day, how I'm feeling. And it never ceases to amaze me that some way, somehow, and I don't even notice I'm doing it, I just use a lot of this stuff. I just use it a lot. I mean, it's one that, like I said, it's a no-brainer, a dumb reach for me in the summer. And actually, I wear it sometime in the spring as well. It just works, man. This stuff is good. Again, this is my second 4-ounce bottle. And of course, when I run out, I guess I'll try that new 3.3-ounce stuff out. I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm sure it'll be good enough. So one that I will definitely use the entire bottle of, because I have before, and I'm doing it again from the House of Creed. This one's called Melissem Imperial. And last but not least, this one comes from the House of Mancera, and this is Cedrat Boisé. Cedrat Boisé. Now this stuff to me is really, really strong, so I don't spray as much on this one, but man, this stuff is really good. Again, a nice dent in this bottle as well. And I know, of course, I'm gonna run through this. I use it quite often, and I just love it. I love it when I want to break from a vintage, because these are really, really different to me. This one again with the leather, the sandalwood. Oh man, stuff is just good. One of the best fragrances in my collection for CI. So I love this stuff from the House of Mancera. I'll definitely be using this entire bottle, and again, when I do, I'll be getting myself another one. So check this one out, guys, if you haven't yet. Put your nose on it for some reason. I don't know what that would be, but this stuff is really, really good from the House of Mancera. This is called Cedrat Boisé. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today, as I gave you 10 fragrances that are so good, I'm going to use the entire bottle. As always, I appreciate your time and your attention to these videos. Of course, you don't have to watch. You could have been doing anything else in the world, but you're right here with me, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, if you don't mind, don't forget to take a few moments to make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you share these videos out to folks that you think could use this information, or, you know, just may find it entertaining. Either way works for me, because I'm your guy, the bow tie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell absolutely amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.